Hi, this is Jon Mirasty, and right now you're listening to Cool FM.
Au 103.5 Cool FM, vous écoutez Sport en vrac.
Je vais rappeler d'excellents souvenirs à certaines personnes parce qu'avec moi, j'ai l'ancien numéro 51 de la formation de sorel-tracy dans la Ligue nord-américaine, Jon Mirasty. Hi, John, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. At first, how was your summer?
Summer's been good. It was short and it was sweet, but I had a really good time.
You have decided to retire yourself from hockey. When have you taken your decision?
Over the last couple of years that I was in Russia, I'd been, pondering different ideas of opening a business, and now it's pretty much a closed deal. So it's time for me to move on and start a new chapter in my life.
You explained that you have now a business. What is your business?
I'm going to be opening a Tim Hortons in my hometown. Ironically, it's a donut shop and coffee shop. I'm sure you guys know what it is. So that's what's going to be opening up here in the next couple 6 months.
I want to talk with you about your 3 seasons in North American Hockey League with Sorel. Your first season was in 2004-2005 during the NHL lockout. Can you talk about how you get to Sorel and how did you find the experience?
It was a great experience. I was playing in the East Coast the year before, and I had a pretty good season fight-wise, and actually was going to sign a contract with the Chicago Blackhawks. But due to the lockout and stuff, I pondered the idea of making some more money, and sorel-tracy had offered me a pretty good deal, so I decided to come up there and give it a go, and I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience.
You talk about a great experience, but how you can describe the type of hockey of the North American Hockey League?
It was pretty good, actually, and a lot of people put the league down, and I think that sometimes the fighting gets carried away a little bit, but, I love the tough style of hockey, and I know the fans love it too, so it's very entertaining, and the caliber of hockey is actually pretty good. You got some good players that have played in some pretty good places. So, I'm not sure. I haven't played there in about 6 years or 7 years, but from what I remember, it was a pretty good high caliber league, and I compare it to the caliber of the East Coast or something like that, and a lot more fights and a lot more physical play. But like I said, it was a great experience, and I enjoyed playing there.
Can you talk about your last 2 seasons in North American Hockey League?
It was good. I had left Sorel and went back to the States for a year and decided to come back. And, it was great. I had a lot of good battles there with a lot of tough guys, and I made a lot of good friends, on and off the ice. And like I said, it was a great experience.
Who was your best friend in North American Hockey League?
Here today, I still get along really well with Dean Mayeran. Him and I are still really close, and, he comes and visits me and stays at my house all the time, and we stay in touch on a quite regular basis, so he's a really good friend of mine.
In recent years, you have played in American Hockey League and Continental Hockey League in Russia. Can you talk about the biggest difference between the two leagues?
In Russia, it's the Olympic ice surface, so it's a lot bigger, a lot less physical play. There's not very many fights. The pay salary is a lot higher. I made a lot more money playing in Russia. But it was a great experience. It was a really great league. A lot of great players played there, With the lockout last year, we played against, Evgeny Malkin and, Alexander Ovechkin, and there was a lot of guys, Ilya Kovalchuk, and the caliber was really good and really fast. It helped my game play a lot, and, bigger ice surface, I became a lot better of a player there to play. But, I didn't get a fight nearly as much as I'd like to, and I think all over the world now, I think hockey is, really decreasing in the fights.
Who was the best player you have played with?
I've played with a lot of great players, in every single league that I've played with. Antropov from the Winnipeg Jets, and he was on my team last year. A lot of different players. For a defenseman, I played with Victor Hedman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He was a great player, and even in the American League, I played with a lot of the young prospects that are now in the NHL. Guys like Derek Brassard, who's with the New York Rangers. And, there's just a lot of guys to name. Too many to actually list off, but there's a lot of great players, and it was an honor to play with all of them.
The next question for the fans fight, a great question. Who is the best fighter you fight?
That's a pretty hard one because I've been in so many fights I don't even remember half of them. There was a lot of tough guys. There's guys in the Quebec League, guys like Steve Bosse, Brandon Sugden, Joel Theriault. Those are all really tough guys. But then on different levels of hockey, when you start going to the higher ranks, guys in the American League and in the NHL. I fought guys like Derek Bugard and a lot of big names. So every guy's tough. Whoever's willing to drop the gloves and fight and stick up for their teammates is a tough guy in my books.
What is your best souvenir in your career?
Maybe my first game playing in the NHL was pretty cool, you know, coming from playing in the Quebec Senior League and getting an opportunity to go to camp in you know, Columbus Blue Jackets and playing against the Nashville Predators was pretty cool, and it was pretty special. You know, I was ready to retire from hockey, and then I decided to keep going, and you know, the next year I was on the ice with the Nashville Predators.
Have you some regrets of your hockey career?
No, not really. You know, like I said, along the way, you know, through all the minor systems and in hockey, I've met a lot of great people, and you know, I've met a lot of great friends, and I've even made family on the way. So, you know, everything happened for a reason, and it was a great time and a great experience.
What do you want the fans gotta retain of you?
You know, just a guy that was willing to fight anybody and be entertaining. You know, I wasn't scared of nobody. If you beat me, I was going to come back and beat you the next time. So, you know, I just like to play hard, and like I said, I enjoyed it, and you know, the fans were always great to me, and you know, they're the ones that paid my salary while I played. So it was a great opportunity to play in front of people.
Just a last question for you. Do you think hockey players can make the NHL as a fighter only, or they have to have some hockey skills?
I think 10 years ago you could have done it as a fighter only, but you know, now with the way hockey's been played, you got to be able to play the game. And, you know, you got to be able to play and skate and contribute in other ways, because you know, fighting's really declining, and you know, with a lot of the head injuries now, they're trying to blame it on fighting. But I completely disagree with that, and that's a whole other story. But, you know, it's really important for the younger guys to learn to play hockey and be able to skate and keep up, because, you know, the level of hockey in the NHL and even in the KHL and the AHL is really fast and high pace. So you got to be able to understand the game and play a regular shift to be able to compete.
The best advice you can give to a hockey kid?
Oh, just chase your dreams, you know. If you want to play there and you work your butt off, it might happen. So, you know, if you don't try, you're never going to do it. So I just say that if you want to do it, just go out and chase it. You know, you got to chase your dreams.
John, thank you for your time. Wish you the best for your new adventure.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Donc voilà, c'était Jon Mirasty, que vous avez connu dans la Ligue nord-américaine de hockey avec la formation de sorel-tracy. Et il a marqué, on va le mentionner, les époques dans la Ligue nord-américaine, parce qu'encore plusieurs parlent de lui, encore une fois, aujourd'hui.
Au 103.5 Cool FM, vous écoutez Sport en vrac.